Hey everybody, it's Prime Analog Records. I'm Matt, and what I want to talk about today is I want to talk about some mistakes that people make when they're shopping on eBay and also on Discogs. And those mistakes will cost you a lot of money if you don't pay attention to them. So let's get started. First thing, always check. I don't know, these people are trying to slip stuff past you, but check the shipping. Shipping, you know how much shipping should be, and usually it's $5 or less. And usually, if it's a good deal, it's $5, one shipping charge. And what I tell people is I say, make sure, first of all, when you're doing this, check these sellers out and make sure that their shipping price is the same across the board. And also see if they offer a discount, like a free shipping for up to 5 albums or whatever that is. And therefore you know how to shop for that. Then what you want to do is you want to go over to there's a little spot underneath on Discogs that says see seller's inventory, and you can go into their inventory. And generally, if they have something that you like, let's say, for instance, I just did this same thing with Michael Franks, and I found a Michael Franks album, and that's what I was searching for. But then I went in and I looked through this guy's inventory, and what he had picked a collection that had a bunch of Michael Franks in there, things that I wanted to add to my collection. So what I did is, and I ordered, I think 5 or 6 Michael Franks album. I'll show those in a different video, but I ordered those and I got free shipping. So for $5, I got 5 albums, plus what the album was. But I just also did this in Greece, and that's an expensive place to be buying multiple, or buy one album from there. And if you can combine shipping, then it starts making sense down the road, especially if you can get 4 or 5 from the same person and it divided across the top, and your shipping is actually really good. So I think that's a really important one. Also, make sure you check the media. A lot of people are grading these things in ridiculous fashions. I won't touch anything that's not a VG plus and better, or a near mint. Even excellent is subjective, very subjective. So what I suggest is VG plus or better, and therefore you won't be disappointed on the other side. Also, try to see if the seller is visually grading these things, which is ludicrous, or actually playing these things. And some of these guys have huge collections, I get it, but also make sure that they're willing to take it back if you've bought it and you don't like it. So like I said, VG plus only. I mean, you're going to be in trouble if you don't. Let's see. Check your seller's rating. This goes for Discogs. It also goes for eBay. eBay is kind of a strange animal, because there's a spot in eBay there on the left-hand side, halfway down on the left-hand side on your screen. You'll see a place that you can scroll down in different things that are filters, and one of which says completed items. You can click that if you've got put in a Michael Franks album, and there's a bunch of them, but you look over there and you can get a real good idea of what they're selling for, what they've sold for, because they'll be in green if they've actually sold. I mean, don't just look at it. It's a pipe dream. People put $100 on an album. It's ludicrous, because the ones that are selling are $10 or something like that. So make sure you check that. But check the seller's ratings on Discogs and stuff like that. And what I do is I go in and I look at if they have if it's even a little bit questionable, I'll skip it. It's just too many albums out there. It's less hassle for me. But otherwise, if it's pretty well up there, but they do have a few newer strikes on them, as far as doing, having negative feedback or something like that, go read that feedback and believe it, trust it, because the people who got gypped or who are have a bad taste in their mouth, they're going to tell you what it is. Find out, and you'll also find out if the seller is reasonable and they'll take something back, or if they fight you about it. So, all right, keep track of your collection. Really, really important, because you don't want to be buying duplicates unless they're different. What do I want to say? Unless they're a different, title or different country, or mono and stereo and things like that. Variants is what I meant. But keep track of those purchases, and then what you want to do is, when you make the purchase on Discogs, there's a place over where you have your information, and you can scroll through that. And I think, what is that called? It's not the marketplace. I think it's I'm used to looking at the app itself. But there's a place where you can see where your purchases are, and those purchases will all show up, so you can know when they're coming, so you can be paying attention to them. You can also pay attention to the tracking there, and that's an important thing, to make sure that your things are being tracked and they're on their way. I usually give somebody a couple of days, and if I don't see a tracking number, the first thing, I just reach out to them and I just ask them, do you have a tracking number for me? All right, so definitely set up Wishlist in Discogs. The reason why is because a lot of times you'll put in your wish list some certain things, and you'll get a good shot at them, because they'll send you a notification. You get a shot at them earlier than everybody else. That's one of the issues, is that when everybody's looking for OGs and everything now, it's trouble, because there's not a lot of them out there, and then one comes available, you want to be able to jump on it right away. And so definitely set that up. Be patient. That's another one. Be patient. Don't jump at every single little thing. Take your time. Don't get in a big hurry to build your collection. I know everybody with these walls of records and stuff. I mean, it's intimidating to newer people. I mean, I only have like 600 or 700 albums, but I know people are very intimidated, especially the new ones coming into Discogs and or coming into the VC, and they see all these and they want to get their collection up there, and they want to get have a whole bunch of stuff to talk about and stuff like that. And I tell people, I say, you're going to make a big mistake. They'll cost you a lot if you start getting these things. You don't pay attention to what I've told you earlier about paying attention to who's got what and going into their collection and combined shipping and things like this. This will save you a tremendous amount of money over time. So that's a definite. You're still in a building stage, so just take your time in that. Don't hesitate to contact the seller. This goes for eBay and it goes for Discogs too. I don't hesitate to, if I have any kind of question, or I think there's some kind of a funny something or other that's glare or something, I contact the owner or the seller, and I ask them about it, because it's important. It's important to know. I do that same thing with Craigslist, with Marketplace, with all that stuff. I definitely want to ask as many questions as I possibly can, so I don't waste a trip or waste, somebody sending me something, selling me something, and then I get it and it's not anything like what I want. Disappointment is sadly, it's a hallmark of this hobby, but it doesn't have to be so much if you do many of these things that I'm telling you to do. But like I said, one of the things, like I said, about this just check, Discogs, it kind of, if you look at median values and stuff like that, people who think they have a better than median value, better than median value on their record, what happens is that they will look at that top number and find something in between from the top number, the highest that's ever been sold, and then something underneath that. So there's also a graph in Discogs that shows you where the last one was sold, when it was sold, the date on it, and any variant on it, and stuff like this. But it gives you more of a realistic idea of what's going on with that. So that's pretty much my whole thing. I just like I said, you're building your, if you're an expert and you've got all these records and stuff, you're probably not on the hunt. But I know a lot of you are on the hunt and you're looking for stuff that you'll never find in a dollar bin, and if you do, it's roached. So, like I said, I mean, it's like, go slow, build a nice collection, a really nice collection. Like I said, almost everything that I've got back here is near mint condition. I mean, it really is. And that's why, and then I package it. I package it with those, vinyl storage solutions, sleeves, the dual pocket sleeves, which I've shown in other videos, and Mike over there does a outstanding job. He's Canadian, but one of the things that I always do, shipping's gotten to be a big deal, so people are not paying attention to the shipping prices on things, and you go get something nickel and dime that you would normally get at a store, and then they throw on a big tax on it, like a $7 or $8 or $10 a shipping charge. I'll tell you what I did. This just like this. I went to Mobile Fidelity the other day, and I was looking at MoFi's website because I wanted to get some of those sleeves. I'd run out and I was in kind of a bind, and I just cleaned a whole bunch. So what I did is I went to the Mobile Fidelity site, and what happened when I got there is I started to order two packs of the inner sleeves, and what ended up happening when I hit the go to the cart, and I started going through, and then it calculated shipping, and the shipping was $11. I was like, what are you talking about, $11? This is ridiculous. Send it to me media mail. That's stupid. So so I immediately backed out of that, and I didn't do it. But what I do is with Mike over at Custom Vinyl Storage Solutions, what I do is I always get the combined, all the shipping is free if you get over $50 in sleeves, and in outer sleeves and inner sleeves all together. I mean, if your total is over $50, it's free shipping to anywhere in the country, and to America, where I'm at. So I think that's a no-brainer. So, and $50 is pretty easy. But if you think what I was going to spend at vinyl storage, or at for the MoFi sleeves, I was going to pay basically that same amount of money, because it was $40 for the sleeves, and then $11, so it would have been $51 right there. And for that amount of money, for throwing in another, I think it was $15 or $20 or something like that, I threw another $20 into it, so I could get 2 packs of the 4 mil dual pocket outer sleeves too. Much better deal, makes much more sense. So pay attention to that shipping and those charges like that, or you're gonna it just eats you alive and nickel and dimes you to death. So hope everybody's doing good, and we're on Friday here, so looking forward to college games tomorrow. Roll Tide, Alabama.